So the other day I made a cracking the generative AI interview app in Google's AI Studio. And I basically, this was an answer that I got a lot when I was trying to use Gemini in the front end. This is where the user interacts with Gemini, so I'm serving it to the customer. And it basically says like, failed to evaluate answer, please check your connection. Okay, so now you'll see that this is fixed. So if this is my production website and I go and you can see that I recently had this answer something, but let's try again. Based on whether or not the vectors are normalized. Okay, so obviously this is not a full answer, but this is like somewhat of an answer. And you'll see that Gemini responds this time and it says, here's the blah, blah, blah. Okay, so here's how I fix this error. And you'll see this if you don't have this fixed correctly. It'll only work like part of the time. So you go to your Cloud Run, you go to Services, you click the application that you're using, and then you go to Edit and Deploy New Revision. So here's where it's interesting. So you have two containers actually. You have an Nginx container, right? And then you have your actual, app container. And this is where you need to fix things. So here, what you'll see is there's a settings or a tab here called Variables and Secrets. And you'll click this and you'll get your port, your app URL, and then you need to have your Gemini API key here. And now I also have like a Stripe key, and other stuff like that. But basically you need to have a Gemini API key set here, and that is what you're missing. So typically you'll see that it will automatically get set for you in your Nginx container, and you'll see that I actually turned it into a secret. But you need to have that set. And in order to do it safely, you want to have it set as a secret. So you see that here what I'm doing is I'm referencing a secret and I'm not adding a variable. So the way that you do this is you actually go to your Google Cloud, you go to Security, and you go to your Secret Manager, and then you can go and in your secrets, you can create a secret, and it'll have you fill it out, and you'll place you basically like give it a name, and you paste it here, and then you create your secret. So that's how you do that, and that's how you have basically an ability to access these things, to access whatever you need to access, whether that's Gemini or Stripe or whatever, from the application layer. Okay, cool. This was mainly just for myself to keep track of it, but if this is helpful for you, great.